Let's say we're going for abundance. You're going for abundance. You want to create an abundant life, plenty of resources, and be financially free. And you're the old identity of what we were talking about before. Growing up, maybe poor, mum and dad didn't have a lot of money, and so you've got all these beliefs. You know, maybe your religion you went to told you that money's the root of all evil, and, you know, mum and dad had a lot of difficulty, caused a lot of fighting in their family, so you've got all these associations with money. Maybe when you were a kid and you went to go and get things you wanted, you really wanted to go and do dance class, and you were like, yeah, all your friends are doing it, and mum said, oh no, we can't always have everything we want in life, we can't afford it. And so you've got this, I can't afford to do what I want, I have the resources to do what I want. Thoughts, feelings, meaning-making, decisions, beliefs. You'd form ways of coping with that, and you form these identities and the beliefs. Goes into your light globe. All your prayers are answered. What do you think you keep attracting through the law of attraction? Right? Same sort of thing. So here you are, but then Nikki does a personal development course. She does a goal setting workshop, and she decides she wants to be abundant. And so she sets a goal that she wants to be a millionaire by age 30. And so she's on her path, and she's walking forward, so take a few steps forward, and what happens here? So this gets tight. All her old beliefs, they don't want to die. They want to live. And
I'm the millionaire.
Yeah, and guess that's right. And look what happens. So all of a sudden that stops having as much influence over her, but what she can really feel, the goals she set, the workshop she went to, the commitments she made, what she's really feeling right now is all her old beliefs and start pulling her back. So then she turns around, and starts going back this way. But then she goes, oh, but I don't want to be poor. So she sets some more goals, and she goes back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. So you can face the front now. And so you end up bouncing around in these areas. You go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, as they say. So, and what happens is everyone generally, when they start feeling the problems, instead of looking at the goal, they turn around and look at the problem. And they spend okay, let's go in deep here. Look at all the problems. What's in the way? Let's look at all these things going here, but they lose track of the goal. Whereas what we want to do as we're stepping forward, we always have the goal in mind, which helps keep the tension and the pull towards the goal. But what we're doing is we're focusing on what's in the way and clearing that up so that these things are slowly letting go and letting go and letting go, because we're dropping all the unfacts, and she can walk into that.
Got it.
Yep, got the millionaire. So, but then what happens is normally when people start getting close to the goal, look what happens. I'm doing pretty well. And so this starts, the pull of the goal gets a bit loose. So then what we do is we have what we call a third horizon. So before we even get to the millionaire goal, we're already setting a goal for...
Trillionaire.
Well, it could be a trillionaire. It could be you actually next creation you're going to create maybe a loving relationship or something. Or you're going to become start a foundation.
Focusing on that one.
So all of a sudden, that starts to, you can feel the pull of that. So as this one starts to lose its excitement, because you're nearly there, you start getting pulled by the thought of creating a foundation and giving back to people. And that pulls you through this goal into that one.
Purpose.
And then before we achieve that one, we set another one. And so you've always got...
It doesn't have to be in the same vein or line.
Doesn't have to be, no.
But how does this one, does it get achieved?
Yes.
Well, I'm like, if you go from I want to make $1 million or whatever to I want a loving relationship, how does the $1 million come through?
Because you're being pulled by that. So oftentimes it's good to have it in the same vein. So let's just say you're wanting abundance. It might be abundance, but maybe you're thinking about how I can start a foundation and give back. Or you just might want to become a billionaire. That's okay too. It doesn't matter what it is.
To the husband that I meet who's the loving romantic relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when you're doing your creation, you're better off to concentrate on your purpose, like what gives you purpose, not what gives you purpose, because that is opening you up to.
If you're working on that kind of a thing, yes. But it could just be inner peace, or it could be a relationship, it could be health. Doesn't matter. It depends on the creation you're creating.
At the time.
Yeah. And so this then pulls you through, and keeps giving you the energy and pulling that. At the same time, you're not looking back at this, but you're clearing, because we bring it up onto the bridge and we're alchemizing and we're clearing all the moments where all these untruths got locked in, all the vows, the oaths. You're going back and you're saying, oh wow, I'm looking to become a millionaire, and I've got this past life where I made an oath because I became a monk, and I made an oath to get rid of all worldly possessions, and that's blocking me, so I let go of that. And then I've got my ancestors who were extremely poor, and that gets alchemized, and you're just moving forward and you're alchemizing all the things that are trying to pull you back.
Right, and so that's why I guess it makes sense to be kind of in the same vein, because if it was a boyfriend or a partner, it could be
it goes off.
You're off
yes.
on this side, and
exactly.
you've got all these different,
yep.
which is great, but you're not actually
exactly.
achieving this or
yep.
that.
Yep.
Can you just cut the cords as opposed to have them continue?
Well, you kind of are, but there's each thing's got its own chord. Each issue is its own dimension and moment of time that created it. So you're cutting the cords to each one as you go.
Okay.
So you might only have one big block. You might only have one big block from an ancestor, and you cut that, and then boom, you're away.
Okay.
But a lot of the time, people have got many things around them. So let's say you've got one from a parallel life over here, pulling you back. You've got one from a past life, one up here from an ancestor, one over here from a future, and they're all, stopping you from moving forward.
Got, like, habits from childhood.
Yeah. Yep.
And
this
like your
lifetime
family
stuff.
constellation of what
Totally.
exists in your
Yep.
family and what it means when you do achieve it.
Yep. This lifetime. Thank you. Example.
Where's the family constellation bit?
We do that in the ancestors. Yep.
Now the untanglement.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Like this is left with you, not really. So if I think, like whenever you talk about abundance and you go, I want to make $1 million, I go,
Yeah.
like